into. We'll be starting off with Cable, the Last Annihilation. Tie-in, Cable reloaded, because I mean he's back. He's back from his heavenly sleep, let's call it. Cable's back in the nick of time to take on Dormammu, who's decided to invade our freaking universe. They're calling it the Last Annihilation, and basically he's got his mindless ones, well, they're attacking the universe. Dormammu's taken over Ego to become his physical form. Young Cable was the security officer, security chief of Sword, and now that the older one's back, he can actually do stuff. The other one was just, keeping the seat warm for the older one to come back and fill. Now that he's back, there's a plan for Cable to go and get a weapon, because that's where Rocket comes in. Thinks that Cable would obviously banter him for being a raccoon, but Cable, being from the future, thinks that this is what makes Rocket a hero of sorts. Good old celebrity, why not? A legend of the stars. Now, somehow Rocket is the greatest tactician of all time, or one of them, which I find really hard to believe, considering that even on Earth, there's a shit ton of good freaking tacticians. People like Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man. He's a decent tactician on his day. Even Reed Richards. He is he's the smartest man, so that does put him in a decent spot. And the plan is to go to Breakworld and infiltrate it and take a weapon that should help them against Dormammu. Cable gets onto Breakworld after just crashing down and just fluking his way in. It's like they put some massive... They give Cable some massive hurdles for him to overcome, and obviously he does overcome them by absolutely fluking it last minute. He does end up losing his arm, so he boots up another more photosynthetic sort of arm. After booting up his new arm, he goes and he puts down a new Krakoan gate, which, as we all know, helps mutants to get around. So we've got Cannonball here from X-Force, if you remember those days. We've got Boom Boom as well. She's back like he never left. She even got the old gear out, which funnily enough fits. Good for her. So the new kid, WizKid, is in, as he knows that X-Force is taken, so he'd rather be called the Exterminators. Young Cable did think that WizKid was a rock star. Then we got Cora the Burning Heart from Araco, and the first time Cable's ever met her, but yeah, she's a warrior. Lila Cheney is here. Lila Cheney is in here as well, who's a good old teleporter who doesn't really think she's meant to be here, but yeah, she'll come in handy in a bit. Obviously, Breakworld's people do come in and try to attack them. Obviously, Cable's squad is ready to fight back. Cable hints on the fact that Breakworld obviously has a new ruler now, because they're tired of freaking waiting for Colossus to come back, which obviously has been almost 20 years and he hasn't been back, so there's that. They battle through these few soldiers and then they go on towards the main city. When they get into the main city, they're like, yeah, this is probably a trap, after, Cannonball bantering about having kids and all that kind of jazz, and how he's moved on, how he's grown as a person, good old character growth. People have moved on, people have grown. The city itself is a trap. The main war mech here shoots itself up, it gets up and running, goes boom, 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 boom. Cora and WizKid help boost Boom Boom. Boom ends up making the biggest bomb she's ever made. Cannonball ends up throwing this straight at the mech, which does quite a lot of damage. Everyone thinks Cannonball's died, but obviously we know he ain't gonna die. He's practically invulnerable. Then WizKid gets in with the help of Cora, ends up boosting himself and turning the massive mech into a ship-like gun. It's a planet-sized gun. Is it a planet-sized super gun? Because it's not really... It doesn't look planet-sized because it's part of a city size is all I'll give it. It's probably a street-sized gun. But yeah, now they've got themselves a super gun, and hopefully they use this massive bullet to blow off Ego's face. I mean, it's not going to be Ego, it's going to be Dormammu. They've got the ammunition back at Sword, and the other Shiny helps teleporting the massive gun and the rest of the exterminators back to Sword, and now they got themselves a super freaking gun with a massive bullet, and they're hopefully gonna blam Dormammu's face off.